Welcome to Larry's Library, and welcome back to the unboxing room. I don't have books this time. I got toys, or more specifically, I have action figures. There's a difference. Now, probably tomorrow, I'm going to have a humongous graphic novel and comic book unboxing. I've got a stack over there, but I'm waiting for one more package to come before I do that. So I thought I'd go ahead and just do these two now, since they kind of deserve their own video anyway. Okay, so we'll get to the big bad toy store last. So let's take a look at this. I ordered this from Best Buy, and well, for reasons. I mean, I had a $10 credit I wanted to use, and that sort of thing. And they had it in stock. At least they had it locally 6 or 8 months ago when I first seen this thing. But of course, they don't have it now. But I got it from their website. So this got here pretty quick. I mean, there's no packing in here. It doesn't feel like it, so that's not good. But and the other thing that disturbed me about it was it says, let's see, I got my specs. This is from the Return Center. Return Center. I mean, maybe it has to do with the way they do their hubs and shipping, hopefully. Hopefully this thing hasn't been opened, because I didn't buy an open box. So, my hair's sticking. All right. Yeah, okay. Not a stitch of packing material. Nothing. They just dropped it in a box. I would say thanks, Amazon, but this is Best Buy. Looks like they learned how to do this from Amazon. But check it out. It's actually intact. I don't see any signs of a return. Wow, the box is in really good shape. So this is, of course, the classic Creature from the Black Lagoon. And this really caught my eye because it's super detailed, really painted nice. The box is awesome. The box is worth owning. So I'm so glad it came intact, because it did. Check it out. Look at this display. How's that look on the camera?
Turn. Yeah, right there.
Right there. Okay. Try not to get too much glare on so you can see it. But I'm not going to take it out of the video, I don't think. I will take it out, though. I can't resist. Even though this packaging is quite spectacular. It really is. Look at that. They knocked it out of the park. Who is this? This is Nika, N-E-C-A. Yeah, I just recently, well, within the last year, I read Image Skybound's sequel to the movies. Really, I mean, that's kind of how it is if you've seen the films. And I did rewatch the first movie before I reviewed that book. And I'll put I think I reviewed it. If I did, I'll put a link to my review of Return of the Creature, I think is what it was called. Something like that. But it's in that Image Skybound series where they do all the Universal monsters. And man, that, something about, I mean, the films are a little hokey, when you watch them now. But the design of this creature is just spectacular. I mean, look at that. Huh? Just love it. Yeah, happy to get this. I'll put it in here. Now, a little bit of a story time behind this. This is Big Bad Toy Store. Is where this came from. It's the first time I've ever ordered from them. But I keep hearing all kinds of people talking about them. Omni Dog's Vault. He mentions Big Bad Toy Store a lot, and so does Geo and some of the other guys. So, this is a go-to place to order action figures and related stuff for a lot of people. But I'd never used them, so I thought, well, this ROM figure's coming out. That's what it is. It's a spoiler over. And it really looks good, and I want it. So I thought I'll go ahead, and I was on the fence for a while, so it actually came out and sold out in some places, and I still hadn't bought it. So I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to order from Big Bad Toy Store, because most places have it for around the same price anyway. I'll just get it from them. So I go there, and even though this thing had already come out, it was listed as a pre-order. I thought, well, that's weird. So in my mind, a pre-order is something you do for something that hasn't come out yet, right? But they just ran out of stock, and they're waiting for a restock. To me, that's not a pre-order. But okay, I won't quibble about that. Although it sounds like I'm quibbling, doesn't it? But at any rate, so I did. I put my money in there, placed the order, main account, all that jazz. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I mean, I must have waited 5, 6 weeks before it finally came back there. Meanwhile, every other vendor and their brother had this figure in stock. Not Best Buy. Target had it. Walmart had it listed. Amazon had plenty of them. You know, so it's kind of weird. You would think that something that just stocks toys and figures would have priority, but I guess that's not how it works. Anyway, it finally did come, and to me, they're being a little disingenuous with the term pre-order, but okay. Let's check it out. Oh, what do we have here? Sticker? Sticker, yeah. I was hoping it was a bookmark. That'd been more valuable for me, but okay. Check it out. Lots of packing material. You people that are familiar with this vendor probably already knew it would be packed well. It's not bad. I mean, it was just wrapped in there, but it's not a book. I know some people really want the card to be perfect. Well, I'm not that guy because I gotta tell you, I'm gonna cut this out of here. Although it is nice packaging. I'll have to take him out. I'll have to take him out and set him up. I'm not going to say I'm going to play with him. But I am going to take him out and set him up on my shelves with my other action figures. Same with Creature here. Now, a little bit of a story about this. The original ROM toy that came out in the late 70s, I believe, maybe around 1980, something like that. If you look at it now, I mean, I'm Gen X, so I was a little kid when this happened. Not a little kid, but little kid. And I wanted it real bad because I seen the ads in the Marvel Comics for this figure, and it showed him, I think he had some voice effects or some hokey stuff, I don't know, and some light up stuff going on. And I wanted it, but it was a big figure. I think it was like this big. Was it 18 inch or something? 15, 18, I don't know. It's big. And it was expensive, and I never got it. Well, and then years later, I look at it again on eBay. People selling these vintage ROM figures for crazy money, you know. And I started looking at it, I'm like, that thing's hideous. That thing is laughably terrible looking. I mean, you know, it just looks cheesy as all get out. You know, and the design did not hold up. But look at this. This is based on the Marvel Comics design. Now this is issue number 1. Frank Miller cover here. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. So I think Frank Miller, I haven't researched this too much, but I'm pretty sure I remember reading that Frank Miller helped design the Marvel Comics character a little bit. But we all know who really brought the thing to life and solidified the design is Sal Buscema. Now, I've been reading this cool book that Reed Chancellor, my son-in-law, gave me. It's a Sal Buscema art book, and it has a big, long interview throughout it with Sal. And I bookmarked the ROM section because I thought this was kind of appropriate. I'm going to read to you. But first, let me show you. Look at this gorgeous art. Look at that. So, Sal says, it was produced by Parker Brothers, the people who are famous for Monopoly. The toy was a total bomb. It didn't do a thing. I was on the book for 4 or 5 years. My understanding was that nobody wanted to do it. Parker Brothers went to Marvel and said, look, we've got this toy and we want to do whatever we can to promote it. What we would like you to do is create a story for this character and produce a comic book. Marvel agreed to it and the word went out. Nobody wanted to do it. They called him Toasterhead or something. Now, at this point in post, I will put in a slide of the original advertising, and I'll see if I can get a photo of the original toy so you can see how bad this thing was. Okay. I still have the toy in a box someplace, Sal Buscema, the artist says. I will probably hold on to it for the rest of my life. It's just a neat thing to have because of the fact that I did the book for so many years. So, this is Sal Buscema's interpretation and design for ROM. How great is that? And he improved on Frank Miller's design quite a bit, I think. He fixed the weird things that Miller was doing with the hands. You know, he was having his weaponry and his tools and stuff just part of the arm, which is kind of cool too, but Rom is not a robot. Rom is a cyborg. And so Sal Buscema, his design of it, and he drew most of the series. The first, I don't know, close to 50 issues straight, I think he drew, before other artists came in. And this figure is heavily based on that interpretation, which is far superior to the original. I mean, look at the original. And then look at this guy. So this is a childhood want and dream fulfilled, because now we have a proper ROM that looks like the ROM I know from the comic book. Okay? So yeah, I'm very excited to get this. And I don't know why it took so long, but okay, that's cool. And this guy here, look at that, huh? Check it out. Trying to get him to focus here, but I don't have a big screen to monitor this on, so while I'm shooting. So we're just hoping for the best. Well, that's what I got. I will do a new room tour video, hopefully this year, if I can get to it. And it'll have these set up somewhere in the room, for sure. And so you get maybe a better look at them out of the packaging. But I hope you like taking a look at these. And if you want to see a more normal comic book unboxing, graphic novels and that sort of thing, probably tomorrow. But thanks for watching.